Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by SchulzCubed for Community Day. That's right, we asked you, our lovely viewers, to submit some deck lists, and we picked 4 winners to feature on today's episode.
Yeah, our winning deck lists were from Rob, Blood Moon Apologist, Brian Keljor, Chunky Agron, and Usagi UG. As always, thank you to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, but more on all of them later in the video.
All right, let's go ahead, meet the players, and take a look at those decks.
Hey, I'm SchulzCubed, and today I'll be playing a community deck submitted by Rob, Blood Moon Apologist, which is fitting as it's a Gruul landfall deck. Mina and Den Wildborn has 2 names, 2 landfall triggers, and she helps your big beaters cross the finish line.
Hey everyone, I'm Joe Cherries, and today I'm playing Rada Hageidan, submitted by Chunky Agron. This deck is based on equipment. I want to put this equipment into my graveyard so that my commander, who can't be blocked for the first turn, can connect, dealing damage, returning them to the battlefield attached to new assassins. And we want all sorts of cool equipment like Colossus Hammer, and I just want Colossus Hammer, I love that card.
I'm VeggieWagon, and with my Cody Vociferous Codex deck submitted by Henning325, where we're going, we don't need lands. Or permanents for that matter. In fact, all of our lands are hidden on the backside of our spells because that's all we've got in this deck. Only instants and sorceries. And that means that when we activate Cody, we're sure to flip into something fun that we can play. Plus, to top it all off, we're running Zerta in the Companion Zone just to double down on all of that.
I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I am playing the Lord of Pain. This deck was submitted by Brian Keljor, who titled it Holiday Spirit. They did so because they're a mail carrier, and during the holidays, they feel a lot of pain, and they wanted to share that with the entire table. And you know what? So do I. Today's featured sponsor is Moxfield.
We just could not do all of this without Moxfield. It is the best way to create and share and organize your deck lists and be able to send them to us.
Without their support, we never would have been able to do community lists. And thanks to them, we'll be doing another one very soon now that this one's live. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for when we start taking deck submissions to get your deck featured here on the show. You can also support us for free by following our Moxfield account. You can find a link down below in the description to check out all of the deck lists we've ever featured on the show.
Okay, but now we get to see those winning deck lists in action. Let's play.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. 20.
17, come on.
Let's go.
This is the 3rd game.
This is the right seat.
We don't know that.
All right, I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna play a Swamp and a Basilisk Caller. It's an equipment that gives a creature lifelink and death touch. And I'll pass.
I'll play a Wooded Foothills, and we'll get a Stomping Ground.
I will punish Schultz for fetching on his turn by exiling it with Bajuka Ball.
Got him.
Got him.
Wow, rude.
Go ahead.
I kept a land light hand in a landfall deck. I was really banking on Renin 6 plus Wooded Foothills to get me across the finish line. This Bajuka Bog was devastating to this game plan.
We're gonna play the backside of Waterlogged Teachings, which is just a tap land for blue and black. Pass.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just play a tap land and pass the turn.
Play a Boseiju Who Endures for land, and then we'll cast a Nature's Lore. This is any forest, so I've got a couple cool ones. And it comes in tapped, but not really because it's Shelter Thicket. Pass turn.
I will play an island. Then we'll play Search for Azcanta, which says I get to surveil 1 at the beginning of my upkeep. Then if there are 7 or more cards in my graveyard, I get to transform it, and I will pass.
I'm gonna play the backside of Sundering Eruption, which taps to red, but I would not like to lose 3 life. So it comes in tapped and I will pass.
I am going to play a land as a swamp for turn, and then I'm going to play Mahadi Emporium Master. A 3/3, this is the beginning of my end step. I get to create a treasure token for each creature that has died this turn, and then I will pass the turn.
Play a Strip Mine, and we'll tap 4 to cast Mina and Din Wildborn. I can play an additional land on each of my turns, and for Gruul, I can return a land to my control to give target creature trample.
It is truly sad. I want nothing more than the flip Search for Azcanta to do a little bit of ramping, but I already know that Strip Mine is coming for it as soon as it flips.
Play second land for turn. Gruul Turf taps for 2, but when it comes into play, I have to bounce a land to my hand. I will choose the Sheltered Thicket.
Upkeep, we have a Surveil trigger. We will put this Blade of the Oni into my graveyard. And I will cast Rada Hagedon. As long as this hasn't dealt damage yet, it has hexproof and can't be blocked. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 Black Assassin creature token with Menace. When you do, return target equipment from your graveyard to the battlefield, then attach it to the token. So I was pretty lucky that my first Surveil was an equipment.
Nice.
And I will pass the turn.
I'm going to play the backside of Turn Timber Symbiosis, and I will lose 3 life, so it comes in untapped. And then I'll pay 3 to cast my commander, Cody Vociferous Codex. It's a 1/4. I can't cast permanent spells, but there aren't any in the deck. I can pay 4 tap and add Wooburg, and when I cast my next spell this turn, I exile cards from the top of my library until I hit an instant or sorcery that costs less. And then until end of turn, I can play that card for free. Pass turn.
I'll play Valgavoth's Lair as land for turn. It's an enchantment, comes into play tapped, and I choose the color red. So it will make red from now on. All right, I came to make enemies, so I am going to just cast Come Back Wrong, destroy target creature. If the creature was put into the graveyard this way, I get to return it to the battlefield under my control, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. I don't think Cody's gonna be a problem for a little bit at least, so I'm gonna just get the 4/4 that's going to speed you up and do some stuff.
That's 2. This Mina and Den. That's twice as bad.
Yeah, so you have to pay 4 now for commander tax.
You already got value out of that. You got a second land drop.
You know what? Because she's killing 2, they're both gonna come back wrong, so they're gonna come back right, because 2 wrongs make a right.
All right, so Mina is gonna come onto the battlefield under my control, and I can't block Joe anyway. And so this doesn't matter. So I'm gonna come in for 3 to Joe.
Oh, at me.
Well, yeah, you're gonna, you can do
Well,
whatever
now
you
I'm
want.
gonna hit you back, yeah.
That's fine.
I was thinking maybe you hit Schultz, I hit Veggie, you know, we're all friends,
I think-
except for me, Schultz, and Veggie.
I think I hurt Schultz enough. And then I will go to my end step, and a creature did die this turn.
2 did. Mina and Den, and Mina and Den. So that's 4 creatures.
So I get 2 treasures though?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, that was great. 2
Yeah.
treasures. I will pass the turn.
So I need assurances that you're not going to attack my Planeswalker.
Why?
I can't make that assurance, just because I don't know what the heck you're doing. But I did just hurt you, so I don't really like have it out for you.
So my Planeswalker is safe from your attacks.
No.
Yeah. All we have to do is make sure that it's the optimal move to hit your Planeswalker by the time it gets to Nerdgirl's turn again.
Okay. All right. We'll start with Anissa Vastwood Seer. When she enters, I can fetch up a forest, and then if I have 7 or more lands when a land enters, I can flip her into her Planeswalker form. I'll play land per turn and say go.
All right. Surveil 1. I'm gonna draw that one because I would like to hit my land drop. As much as I would also like to flip this, I think land drop is more important. So I will play, as my land, Seat of the Synod. It is simply an artifact land. I will pay 1 to cast a Sigarda's Aid. I can cast auras and equipment spells as though they have flash, and whenever an equipment enters the battlefield, I can choose to attach it to a creature. Now, usually when my commander is bringing stuff back from the graveyard, it's bringing it back and putting it on assassins. But thanks to Sigarda's Aid, I can just skip that step and put it right onto him. We will then head to combat, and I am going to return the 3 to NerdGirl with my unblockable commander.
No blocks.
All right, take 3 damage, commander. And I will return Blade of the Oni, which I had put in my graveyard. It is a 3/1 with Menace. It is reconfigured so it can be equipped to a creature, and equipped creature has base power toughness 5/5, has Menace, and is a 5/5 demon in addition to its other colors and types. So this is attached, but also there's a trigger. I'm going to choose to move this equipment over here so that my commander is a 5/5 Menace.
Ooh.
And then I'm gonna do the most fun thing you can do in all of Magic the Gathering.
Second land per turn.
Draw cards. We're gonna cast Eagle Vision. It's a 5-mana sorcery that lets me draw 3 cards, but it costs 2 mana if I dealt damage with an assassin, which I did do. And that is all I've got for my turn.
I'm gonna play the backside of Sink into Stupor, and I'm gonna take another 3 damage.
Whoa.
So that it's untapped. Pass?
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just pay 5, and I'm going to cast my commander, Lord of Pain, a 5/5 with menace that says my opponents can't gain life. And whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, I get to choose another player, and Lord of Pain will deal damage to that player equal to the spell's mana value. And I will pass the turn.
In your end step, I'm going to pay 2 and cycle the shelter ticket that I picked up. And draw a card. I'm going to play a mountain as land per turn. And I'm going to cast a Nissa for 7. Nissa Genesis Mage. +2, I can untap up to 2 target creatures and up to 2 target lands. -3, target creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn. And -10, look at the top 10 cards of your library. I can put any number of creatures and land cards from among them onto the battlefield.
I have a trigger on the stack.
You do.
Who should take 7? I think Joe should take 7.
I feel like when I've been on the show recently, I've become Veggie somehow, and I always get targeted by you now.
So Will Plus, untapping up to 2 target creatures and up to 2 target lands. So I'll untap my Gruul Turf and Beseju because value. And I'm gonna target Cody and Nissa
To untap?
to untap.
Whoa.
I wish I could do a cool thing with that.
Oh! I tried. I'll then cast spell 2 in Mana Gorger Hydra. It's a 3 mana 1/1 with trample, but whenever a player casts a spell, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. So you go.
All right, untap. Surveil 1. Yeah, we'll put Halvar, God of Battle, into the graveyard, and then we will draw a card. Put my land for turn, Ancient Den, another artifact land. Nobody Vanderblast, for God's sakes.
Oh, is that what this card in my hand's for?
It would double strip mine me.
Oh!
Oh, we could quad strip mine. Let's do it.
Remove 4 lands.
Oh my God, I lose. All right, I'm gonna head to combat. So I'll send 1 at Nissa and 5 at you. This does have menace.
Okay.
All right, we have a trigger. I do not have anything to get back, so I will simply get another assassin.
And before you leave combat,
All right, we're in the end of combat part. Veggie apparently is going to do something right now.
that's right. I didn't have anything I could do with Cody except for this, so I'm gonna at least do the thing that I can do. I will activate Cody to make Wooburg, and I will spend the white and green for a Razorgrass ambush. I'll deal 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, so I'll kill the assassin.
That is fair.
It means I can exile until I hit a spell that costs less than the Razorgrass ambush, and cast that for free.
So we're looking for 1.
1 drop.
Not until after I get a counter.
What? Are you kidding
The first
me?
card, it's Jeru's Resolve. Untap target creature, prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. So I do get to cast the spell.
Oh, it's so sad. It's literally 1 mana from you being able to do it again.
I will untap Cody. Henning's Cody build has a lot of small utility spells that mean that even your 2 and 3 cost spells will be able to cascade into something useful. Now, Jeru's Resolve may not have been exactly what I wanted here, but down the line, it might come in handy.
And we'll go up to 2 counters on Mana Gorger Hydra.
I will also have a couple of triggers here. It says whenever a player casts their first spell, so I have 2 damage to distribute, and that's also gonna go to you, Joe.
This one don't even make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? Shush! Honestly, this card alone makes me want you to die.
Wait! I will pay 2 mana for another free running spell, which is Restart Sequence. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. I will choose Halvar.
That's pretty nice.
And Halvar reads, creatures you control that are equipped have double strike. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. I never realized it had to be already attached.
I have a trigger.
Yeah, they only pass back and forth.
I have a trigger.
I have a trigger. It's your first spell.
If you try to choose me with
Schultz.
this one.
Take 2.
Well, the restart sequence cost is
4.
free running.
But it costs 4.
Costs 4.
Take 4.
And not use strip mine on Search for a Scanta now.
I will pass the turn.
I'm going to start by activating Cody. So I have Wooburg. I will spend the white, green, and red. So I have Rakdos left to play Balaged Recovery. I'm going to return a card from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to end up with a red and a black mana left over. I'm going to target the Jero's Resolve in my graveyard to return to my hand. First, let's see what we get off the Cody trigger. No. I get an Nature's Claim for free. Destroy target artifact or enchantment its controller gains for life.
I'm looking around and seems like Cody's the target.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Before we go any further, I also have a trigger to resolve. I have a 3 mana trigger from the Lord of Pain.
Oh, I have a trigger to resolve. Mine's easy.
Yeah, yours is easy. Who am I the most scared of?
I'm about to lose my best artifact or enchantment. That is going to happen.
You get them back for free. I don't care. So take 3.
Okay.
So I'm going to destroy the Basilisk Collar, but you gain 4 life. That's it. I will pass the turn.
Yeah, I was really hoping Veggie would hit something on Joe's board because Joe is pretty scary, but honestly, the Basilisk Collar would have gained a lot of life, but I didn't think it was that bad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pay 3 mana, and I am just going to main phase a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna destroy target creature or planeswalker, and I'm gonna choose Helvar.
Wow.
Well, I hurt Schultz, and Schultz has been nice to me.
And you haven't hurt Joe, so I think this is
And I don't get treasures if planeswalkers die.
fair enough.
And I'm missing my land drop, so Helvar is going to die.
That is fair. Helvar is a very big threat on this board.
And I have a trigger, Veggie take 3.
Yeah.
I have a trigger.
So here's my deal for you. I'm not giving you much. I will either kill your creature and hit Nissa for 5, or you let me hit Nissa for 3 and I don't kill your creature. I just want to keep her in check. That's all.
I like to keep my creature.
I will attack Nissa for 3. I will go to my end step and make a treasure. Pass the turn.
It's one of those games where it feels like I'm dead already somehow. It's just begun.
And I'll play Rugged Highlands. It'll enter tapped and I won't gain a life, but it will flip Nissa being my 7th land. And she can plus to reveal the top card of my library. If it's a land, I can put it onto the battlefield or draw it. For -2, I can put a legendary 4/4 elemental creature token onto the battlefield. And for -7, I can untap up to 6 lands and turn them into elemental creatures. We'll go ahead and minus Nissa to make sure that we can keep the dice straight. And we'll +5/+5 the Managorger Hydra. We'll plus this Nissa up to 4 and reveal the top card of my library. It is not a land, so I'll put it into my hand. I'll pay 2 to cast a Renin 6 and trigger Managorger Hydra. For +1, I can return target land from my graveyard to my hand. For -1, I can deal 1 damage to any target. And for -7, I gain instants and sorceries in my graveyard have retrace, which is awesome.
Yes.
And Lord of Pain. Take 2.
What is going on?
And then we'll cast a little bit larger spell, not optimizing sequencing this time, to put a Blasphemous Act onto the stack.
Oh, cool.
That'll trigger the Managorger Hydra and push it up to 14, and we'll deal 13 damage to each creature.
Save us, blue player and/or nerd girl.
I can't save us from that.
I'm kind of okay with this because the Lord of Pain is kicking my tuchus. So I'm going to I'll be good with that. Got him.
We'll minus Renin 6 to ping the last remaining creature for 1.
Sure. My Oni, my Blade of the Oni is dead.
And I think we're gonna swing the Hydra over at NerdGirl.
If you swing at me, I'm killing it.
If you swing at me, I'm killing it.
If you swing at me, I will be sad.
I'd really prefer it doesn't, but I don't think there's a better threat, so it's gonna die eventually.
All right, 2, 4, cast down. Destroy target non-legendary creature.
It's so hard to pass the strip mine up. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, end step. I'm going to cast, you're just gonna strip mine my search one things, which we're going to cast Confounding Riddle. I have 2 choices. I can look at the top 4, put one of them into my hand, and then put the rest into my graveyard, or I can counter a spell. I am obviously choosing, because there's no spells on the stack, to look at my top 4 and select a card. Putting into my graveyard, Tezzeret the Seeker, Rafine's Tower, and Rogue's Passage. And we will upkeep Surveil. I'm going to choose to draw that one. There are 7 more cards in my graveyard, so we will flip Search for Azcanta. Into Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin. We're no longer searching, we found it. It taps for a blue mana, and I can pay 2 and a blue to look at the top 4 and get a non-creature, non-land from among them and put it into my hand. There is time in my upkeep before I can do anything, if you want to strip mine me.
Oh, I've been waiting to strip mine you, Joe. This card has had your name on it since you got rid of my foothills because Renin 6 got so much worse.
Do it.
That's funny that it is relevant, that Bog was relevant.
That's fair. I accept. I will play a tapped Godless Shrine, and I'll pay 5 for my commander, and I will pass the turn.
I'm gonna definitely play this land that I already had in my hand. Then I'm gonna pay 3 mana to put my companion, Zerda, into my hand.
What is going on over there?
I will pass my end step and have to discard hand size.
What is going on over there?
All right, my turn. I am going to play a mountain. I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm going to play Razorkin Needlehead, a 2/2 that has first strike during my turn, and whenever an opponent draws a card, this will deal 1 damage to them. I would like you to take 1 point of damage.
Accepted.
And that is going to be the only thing I will do. Pass the turn.
Let's see what we find on top. I will cast Courser of Krufix. I'll play with the top of my library revealed, and I can play lands from the top of my library. Whenever one enters the battlefield, I gain a life. We'll plus Nissa, and we'll put the Oran Reef Hydra into my hand. We'll go ahead and plus Renin 6, and we'll bring back Strip Mine. I'll play Strip Mine as land per turn and gain a life from Courser of Krufix. And then I'll tap 5 to cast for Nissa Who Shakes the World. She's a static that gives my force the ability to tap for an additional green. Her plus allows me to put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land I control. I untap it, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste. And then the emblem for -8, I have lands that I control are indestructible. I can search my library for any number of forest cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. And so we'll plus up on a Beseju.
Wow, good
Who
job.
should I attack with it then?
I think it's pretty free anywhere.
Sounds good, Joe.
Why? Why? What is going on?
I attack over here and it dies, and she's threatened my planeswalkers, and she's left them alone so far.
How does it die? She literally has said, I want to kill your planeswalkers out loud. That was a sentence I heard.
We'll pass turn.
Land for turn, I will play a plains. I will then pay 3 mana for Mask of Gristlebrand. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink, and whenever equipped creature dies, I can pay X life where X is its power, and if I do, I draw X cards. When it enters, thanks to Garter's Aid, I will equip it right here. I think I have to be part of the solution here, and there is a lot of planeswalkers, so even though I would love to get back my equipment from the graveyard, which, where is it? It's right there. I will make the sacrifice and send 3 damage to kill Renin 6 to prevent this loop of
Strip
mines.
You'll also take 1 damage from the Needlehead.
That is fair. We'll take 1 damage from the Needlehead. Don't look at me like that. You just swung at me for 3 when NerdGirl's at 41. Don't end that.
I swung at NerdGirl for 14, and then I died.
At first you don't succeed, punch Joe.
right, I will gain 3 life off of this having lifelink. That was my whole turn, sadly, and I will pass.
It's okay, I'm gonna one-up you on sad turns. Well, it's going to be sadder, but I did draw a land.
Hey!
So I will play this tap land. Okay, and then I'm gonna pay 3. And I'm gonna cast that Zerta. 3/3 abilities I activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate, but I can't reduce it to less than 1, and I can pay 1 and tap it to make a creature not block this turn. Pass turn.
I'll play a Luxury Suite as my land for turn. I'm just gonna recast my commander. Lord of Pain is back. So no more gaining life, and I'll pass the turn.
I'll pay 6 for Oran Reef Hydra. It's a 5/5 trampler that when a land ETBs, I can put a +1/+1 counter on it. If the land is a forest, I can put 2 on it.
I will have a Lord of Pain trigger. Veggie takes 6.
All right.
I will play non-forest land per turn and trigger Courser of Krufix and gain no life.
Haha.
And we'll reveal Shadow Spear. Put 1 counter in on Oran Reef Hydra, and we'll plus to big numbers on Nissa Who Shakes the World, untapping Forest.
That's a really big number, 76?
Mm-hmm.
Swing the Forest at Joe and the Boseiju at Veggie.
Yeah, I'm not blocking that.
I don't have a blocker.
And then we'll tap 6 to cast my second 6-drop of the turn in Nissa's Renewal. Search my library for up to 3 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, shuffle, and do not gain 7 life.
Or 10. Haha.
Or do not do any of those things.
Oh?
Oh.
I'm gonna pay 1. I'm gonna exchange that for a Swan.
That card gets me.
And you get to take a point of damage.
That's right. Swan Song, counter target enchantment, instant or sorcery spell. Its controller puts a 2/2 bird token with flying onto the battlefield.
That does not feel like a great exchange. We'll go ahead and plus Nissa up to 6, and we'll draw the Shadow Sphere. Healing. Mountain. All right, say go.
So I am gonna hit you for 3, Nerd Girl, so I can get back my equipment.
I have no blocks. I'll take 3 commander.
I will return this, and I think I will choose to just leave it on the 1/1 when it comes back this time. So I can have more power to potentially answer Planeswalkers. It's really nice that I hit my 8 lands this turn, but
Woo!
I would love to be a blue mage and basically land pass. Go ahead.
I'm gonna play another tap land MDFC, and I guess we just replay Cody for 5 mana. That's what I got. Pass the turn.
Cody's gonna deal 3 damage to Schultz. All right, I'm gonna cast for 4 mana. Boop. Dogged Pursuit. At the beginning of my end step, each opponent loses a life and I gain a life. It's my first spell, so Lord of Pain is gonna do 4 damage to Schultz, and then I will pass the turn.
I don't know. I think it's for the good of the table. I hope you all help me out a little bit.
Thought Scour?
In your draw step after that's revealed, I'm gonna pay 1. I'm gonna cast Orm's Chant. You cannot cast spells this turn. If I'm being honest, the Orange Chant was never meant for Schultz. It was going to blank a big attack from Nerd Girl or Joe. But with Yavimaya coming into play and doubling Schultz's mana, essentially, I think it's probably good for him to take a turn off from casting spells.
I will have a trigger. Schultz, take another damage. It's just 1 turn off, it's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have so much mana.
Planeswalker activation.
Yeah, you got so much to do.
No one feels bad for you.
Still gonna play it.
Yeah.
So Yavimaya, being a forest, giving forests, will put 2 counters onto the Oran Reef Hydra. And then we will go ahead and plus Nissa, putting Jaya's Immolating Inferno into hand. And then we will reveal Morag, Fury of Akum. Go ahead and plus Nissa on Rugged Highlands. And Veggie, you got a lot of vigilance coming your way.
Yeah.
It will just be the 9 though, so Boseiju, Rugged, and Forest coming your way.
Okay, they are all 3s, right? I will block, I'll block the actual Forest with Zerda, and I will block
The Rugged
the
Highlands.
Highlands
Yeah.
with Cody.
I'm gonna spend 2 and cast Give into Violence. I'm gonna give a creature +2/+2 and give it lifelink until end of turn. And I'm gonna choose Cody. So that way 2 of the lands will die. And it's my first spell, so take 2.
I feel like with this turn cycle, we've given into violence a long time ago.
Okay, so then Zerda will trade with the Forest, Cody will kill the Rugged Highlands, and I will not gain my lifelink.
I forgot.
Look, look, much appreciated either way. I could use the life, but I will certainly take what happened there.
Pass to Joe.
Untap. I will play Island, but I think I could not pass this turn.
You are gonna take a point of damage.
From your draw.
Ah, yes. I don't really have much to do besides we'll just put this over here, and I will get him for 5 at you, Nerd Girl.
All right, I go up to 11 commander damage.
Go ahead.
Before you untap,
Figured that was coming.
I'm gonna strip mine something.
Sure can.
I will sacrifice strip mine to destroy
This one?
your Orzhov land. Yeah.
No, the Orzhov land. Yeah, sure. I'll do you one better and I'll get rid of this Azorius land. I'm going to pay 4 mana. I'm going to activate Cody, but holding priority before this resolves, I am going to pay 1 green to cast Emerald Charm. I can choose to destroy a non-aura enchantment, remove flying from a creature, but I'm going to untap target permanent. So that way, Emerald Charm is not the spell that Cody sees before this ability resolves. So I'm going to end up with 1 of each color mana. I'm going to use 4 of it to activate Cody again. So I get all of this and another green.
Before you keep going, you did cast a spell.
Oh yeah, I did.
So this will go on the stack.
Yeah.
You just 1 damage, and we're gonna send that to Joe. What do you mean you just hit me? I'm at 11 commander damage and made a plan to clear the board.
I don't follow.
Stop.
I don't follow the logic.
I'm sure that everybody though will be happy with this move of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Whoop. All is dust. Each player sacrifices all colored permanents they control, and I will get double Cody triggered because I've acted this ability twice without a spell being cast. So before all of this, because it probably won't matter, but I'm gonna get my kind of Cascade for 7 twice. I'll get a Blessed Respite. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Until end of turn I can cast that without paying its cost. So that'll be exiled for now. And then my next one, a Bridgeworks Battle, which will be able to fight nothing on the board because it'll all be dead. So those will both live in exile for the moment. Please sacrifice all colored permanents that you control.
Because of the Master of Gristlebrand, when my commander dies, I can pay 5 life, and because I am doing that, I will draw 5 cards.
Cool, I'm gonna cast this Bridgeworks Battle. I'm gonna give Cody +2/+2 and have it fight up to 1 target creature I don't control.
You know the Eyes of an Angel song? That's great background music for this right now.
I think Schultz having to go down to 5 lands here and no board. I'm gonna cast this Blessed Respite to have Joe shuffle their graveyard into the library.
That's real rough for me. That's real rough.
Now, I was being quiet while Veggie was thinking about shuffling graveyards. I really needed him to not do it because that is going to put me in a terrible position. But he noticed. He noticed I was sitting there quiet.
Well, that felt great. I will pass the turn.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and play Mayhem Devils for 3. It's a 3/3. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, it will deal 1 damage to any target. And then I will be done because that's the only play I've got.
I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to copy Gruul Turf with Thespian Stage. They died a while ago, but I think I have enough for commander tax now, so I will play land per turn and recast my commander. We'll pass the turn.
I will tap 2 for a Gossip's Talent. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, I surveil 1. Pay 1 in the blue. Whenever you attack with a creature with power 3 or less, it can't be blocked this turn. Whenever you attack target creature with power 3 or less, can't be blocked this turn. And then if I level up to level 3, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. I will then cast my commander for the 3rd time this game for 7 mana. When it enters, I will surveil 1. And I will put this equipment in the graveyard, which is very lucky. Pip-Boy 3000.
That's nice.
And then I will have to move to discard. I think the discard is just going to be this Forge Anew, as I don't think it's going to quite be what I need this game. Go ahead.
Now I need to figure out what my plan is. So I'm gonna start by paying 2 and cycling the Jerry's Resolve that I returned a million years ago, just to draw a new card. I'm gonna cast this Undo Inversion. Oh, sorry, I just mean I'm gonna put this on the backside as a land.
I think if we team up, Veggie, we can board wipe every turn for the next 6 turns.
I will pass the turn.
I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm going to cast Ravenous Amulet. It's an artifact that I can pay 1 and tap it and sack a creature. I get to draw a card and put a soul counter on this artifact. Activate only as a sorcery. I can also sacrifice this artifact, and each opponent loses life based on the number of counters on it. Can't block Joe anyway, so take 3, Joe.
I'm so low.
I mean, you've been hitting me with a lot of commander damage.
I'm not disagreeing with your attack, but also, whoa!
There we go.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
Ooh. And then I will pass the turn.
We'll go ahead and tap 5 for Escape to the Wilds. I'll exile the top 5 cards in my library. I can play cards exiled this way until the end of my next turn, and I get an additional land drop this turn, on top of my additional land drop this turn. So there's 5. Oh boy.
Is that a board wipe?
I will play Forest as land per turn, Turntumber Symbiosis as second land per turn tapped. Tap 3 for Nissa's Pilgrimage. Search my library for up to 2 basic forest cards and reveal them, put them into my hand. Spell Mastery, if there are 2 or more instants and or sorcery cards, I can search for 3 instead. So we'll go grab 3. 2 forests into hand, but I'll play 1 as third land per turn.
Look at that smile.
This was very, very well built deck. Good job.
Good job.
So these will stay here, and exile can be played, exile can't be played, graveyard, and caster.
You're not gonna hit someone?
Feel like I'm pretty low.
Yeah, you're not gonna hit anyone?
Can I talk you into hitting Joe?
What?
Or me? That's fine.
Ooh, that was a real one.
Yeah, well, you are the person who scares me the most, because I feel like...
Me?
If you hit...
Did you see me?
If you hit I have a Pip-Boy. You're gonna point to the Pip-Boy?
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't either pass. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Joe has a whole brick of cards.
I might have just drawn NerdGirl's Death.
Oh!
NerdGirl's been dead for a long time. The only card in my hand is a 12 drop.
Can I get some amnesty from this turn, for this turn cycle, NerdGirl, if I do not kill you?
You go ahead and kill me.
Oh!
I mean, I will do, we gotta get this game going, and I'm gonna attack whoever. I will tell you, I've got nothing. I have this.
Fair enough. All right.
But I will use this however I can.
Here we go. Pay 2 for a Pure Steel Paladin. I can equip things for free by paying 0 if I have Metalcraft. If I play an equipment, I will because of 2 artifact lands. And whenever an equipment enters the battlefield, I draw a card. I will then pay 1 for a Colossus Hammer. Equips for 8, but, you know, maybe I can do that for a little cheaper. Equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. I will draw when this enters off the Pure Steel Paladin.
And this is why I think like hitting Joe is not outrageous. Even though I have 34 life, I have nothing going on.
I'm like disagreeing with you.
But you could just like one-shot someone.
But if I don't pretend like I'm outraged, how will the fans know I'm outraged? I will pay 0 to equip to my commander, making it a 13/13. Maybe I can live. All right, we'll go for the NerdGirl kill.
I can't block it and I have no removal. So I will die to commander damage.
We have a trigger to get a 1/1 assassin, and we'll return the Pip-Boy on it.
I'm not terribly surprised Joe killed me. I had a lot of commander damage on me already, so I was kind of the only person that they could hit in one turn and kill. But I'm hellbent and I have a useless creature, so I was really hoping Joe would keep me around for another turn.
Yeah, and then I am on just the pass train, and hopefully I can do enough to live.
That's scary. Schultz, you can just kill them on your turn, right?
I'd like to.
Okay, good, cool. That sounds pretty good.
I think I can prevent it.
I'm gonna pay 4 and activate Cody. And then I'm going to use the green and the red and the black, sure, to recross the paths. Reveal cards on top of your library until you reveal a land, put that card into play, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order, and then I will clash with an opponent, and if I win, I return and recross the paths to its owner's hand. So first, Cody.
It says stack your deck in any order you want.
You don't know Modern Staple Recross the Paths?
Right.
No, I did not know that card until I just heard Veggie read it.
So I'm gonna start revealing. These are all expensive. I found Turn the Earth. I can choose up to 3 target cards in graveyards. And the owners of those cards shuffle them into their libraries, and then I gain 2 life. Choose up to 3 targets, so 0 in my own graveyard, but I will gain 2 life. Now, the Recross the Paths, I'm gonna reveal until I hit a land, but we know that the deck has no lands on the front side of any of the cards.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do that one by one for me.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So, what this means is, I can put all of these cards on the bottom of my library in any order. So whatever order I want, and then I will clash with Joe. I think you're most likely to have a small spell on the top, so I can return this to my hand even. Joe, are you ready to clash?
Oh.
We reveal our top card, and whoever has the highest wins the clash.
I can't imagine yours is low.
I'm gonna reveal this rousing refrain.
Land.
So,
because I know the rules of Clash, I'll put mine on the bottom.
I'm gonna leave mine on top. Recross the Paths will return to my hand. Yeah, I'll turn the Earth, target 0 cards, put this into my graveyard, game 2. Pass the turn.
I'm gonna stop you on your upkeep, Schultz, after you do a little untap.
Well, I'm gonna stop in your end step.
Oh.
And I'm gonna pay 2. And I'm gonna bounce this Turn Tumbler Symbiosis into my hand.
With the Mina and Den activation, what is the result of that?
It also gets Trample.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll stop on Veggie's end step here then while things are going on. I think I have to, because Jaya's Unwilling Inferno has a little downside known as being a legendary sorcery, requiring a legend on the battlefield in order to be cast. And I do not want to die, so I am going to utter end your commander.
Do you have anything to utter in response?
I will utter no.
Any other pain before I can untap?
No, you can untap.
No, I'm dead.
It's hard enough keeping a legendary creature in play. With Jaya's Immolating Inferno in hand, known to the board because of Courser of Kruphix, Joe's targeting my legendary creatures to turn off my legendary sorcery. Play a Forest as land per turn, and then cast Star of Extinction. So I will destroy the Seed of the Synod, and then I will deal 20 damage to each creature and each Planeswalker.
All right, and so in the game of Magic, we are all considered planeswalkers battling each other, so that's gonna be 20 damage to each of you, and I'll win the game at 1. Great, all right, so good game.
Good games.
Yep, all right, thanks. Okay, yes, 20 damage to everything.
All right, my seat is dead.
I'll then cast Tireless Provisioner. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, I create a food token or a treasure token. And then we'll end with a Shadow Sphere. I can equip it to give a creature +1/+1 trample and lifelink. I can pay 1 to have permanents my opponents control, lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. I can equip it for 2. I'm gonna go to end step, and these will go into the Forever Exile. Pass to Joe.
All right, untap. I will tap 4 and play a Whirler-Rogue. When it enters, I make 2 1/1 flying Thopters, and I can tap 2 untapped artifacts to make a creature unblockable. I will then pay 1 for a Zephyr Boots, which can give enchanted creature flying, and when equipped creature deals damage to a player, I draw a card and then discard a card. And then we're gonna pay 2. Whenever I attack, I'm gonna make things into, unblockable things. So this is on level 2 now. I have 3 mana left over here. I'll put some boots over here because I have mana. And that's the only reason. Go ahead.
Draw 7. Cody. Pass.
Whoa.
Ruh-roh.
We do have a 6-drop Morog. Each creature I control gets +1/+0 for each time it is attacked this turn, and it has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, if it's my main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. Combat, I think I go into Veggie.
It's a 3/2, but now it's a 4/2. I will not block because I'll lose Cody. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. I'll go into second main, and I'll play a Forest. I will trigger Morog and Tireless Provisioner and get a treasure.
Have to respond to this trigger. Because I still know there is a Jaya's Emulating Inferno in hand that just kills me. I have to pat the Morog. I actually probably should have done sooner, but now is a good time. Exile target creature, its controller may search for a land put onto the battlefield tap.
Oh, that's great for you.
I like lands. We'll cast Turn Timber Symbiosis. We don't look at the top 7 cards in my library and put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If it is CMC 3 or less, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters. I've got a Burnished Heart. Not what we were hoping for there.
That's not great.
I will select the 2 treasures to equip the Shadow Sphere to the Tireless Provisioner. And then I will attack in at Joe.
For your second combat.
I can kill Veggie if you hit Veggie.
Yeah, I think that you still have a chance to kill Veggie, so I am not.
Coming for 4.
Pass to Joe.
Alrighty. I will pay 2 to attach the Whirler-Rogue with this. Alright, I think I just have to go to combat at this point. We will swing at Veggie for a grand total of 2. I was like, this is gonna be a lot. No, 2. And I have a trigger on attack. I believe the Pip-Boy is an attack trigger. It is. I will draw and then discard. All right, we'll discard this Rogue's Passage. And then...
Yeah, I can't block that. 2 damage.
And we do the same thing again. Draw and then discard. We digging, we're looking for the answer. It's not gonna happen, but we'll cast Eagle Vision to draw 3 cards. Maybe it's here. I'll tap 3 to play Cloudsteer Kieran. It's a flying 3/2, but that's all it is. But if it's equipped, the equipped creature has I can't lose the game and my opponents can't win the game. Unfortunately, it does not just statically have that. And I will pass.
That's great news. I will untap. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to bolt in Amaria Shattered Skyclave. I'll go down to 12. I'm going to again cast the Recross the Paths so that I can rearrange my deck. Okay, and Joe, would you like to see how you're gonna die? We're gonna clash now.
Oh.
I'm gonna reveal this Rakdos Charm.
That's one way to die.
But you won the clash, so this will not return to my hand.
All right, got him.
You're gonna exile his graveyard?
Okay, and then I'm going to pay 4 mana. I will activate Cody. I have Wooburg. I'm going to spend 1, the red, and we'll leave everything except for, I guess, the white, sure. To cast this Rousing Refrain, I will add 1 red for each card in target opponent's hand. I believe Joe has the most at 4, so I will make 4 red mana in a moment, but first I am going to do my Cody trigger, and hey look, it's a Rakdos Charm on top. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller.
Do I have a sack outlet? Nope.
Poor Thopters.
Now do you feel bad for me?
Not even a little.
Only because if you didn't play the Kieran, you wouldn't have died.
Oh yeah, I was gonna super live.
The Rousing Refrain is going to fizzle because the target is gone, but I would like it to be in the graveyard right there. My white mana will go away and I will pass the turn. I'm gonna bank on Schultz not being able to deal 11 damage right now.
So we'll recast the twins again, and then we will go to combat. Come in for 9.
Yeah, easy.
2 damage.
No, don't do it for extra. I want Xaxes.
Do it for extra.
And then I will deal 3 damage to Cody, Provisioners, and you.
So this is how we initiate.
Full thoughts.
Hazing. This is Decked Out's version of hazing. Let Nerd Girl play with you. Ew, don't be gross.
Nobody's being gross. You're being gross.
No, this is.
I
look,
saw his face. He was being gross.
1, yes, I was.
Yeah.
2, this is your fault because that is not the way that anybody would phrase that.
Yes, it
Unless
is.
they were being gross.
You got-
They- you know,
Reggie,
this
can I
is,
play with
this
you?
is, yeah, this is, let Nerd Girl deal damage to you, let Nerd Girl kill you, let Nerd Girl
Play a
beat
Magic
you up.
game with you.
Let Nerd Girl play with you?
Yeah, because we're playing a game.
I am on Veggie's side. That there is one way to take that.
Right.
No,
Let Nerd Girl play a game with you even is like, that,
it was not dirty.
This wasn't the smoothest sailing, but we got to do the thing and the other thing. I thought I was extinct after the All Is Dust, and there's no way I was going to escape this game with a win. But Rob, I hope I made you proud.
Don't forget to support your favorite Commander show by doing something you were going to do anyway, and that's buy Magic singles. And you can do so by using our sponsor, TOA.
It really is that easy, and Tales of Adventure has a wide selection of singles from the most basic printings all the way through the most premium versions, and they've also started stocking sealed product now, so you don't need to go anywhere else for anything Magic.
And you get 5% off your entire order when you use code DECKEDOUT at checkout.
And you should know by now, the link is down in the description, right there. You're gonna learn the trauma cards that you don't want to have in your deck because they will trigger Nerd
Search
Girl.
for his Canta's a trauma card?
Yes.
Sitting over here playing nice, calming Nissa.
There's a strip mine over here. And their girl's like, search for his Canta.
Strip Mine answers Search for Iscanta.
That's right.
Friendo.
Yeah.
Chunky Eggground built a super solid deck. I just ended up in a very awkward position where I really just had no winning lines. It happens, that's part of Commander.
If you're building decks and you're not using Moxfield, then I feel bad for you. It just is the best tool for organizing, customizing, and collaborating on all of your decks.
In fact, it's the only way that our team can keep up with building sometimes over 20 decks per month. And it's the way that we can share our deck lists with you in a nice, easy format.
You can always support the show too, just by following us on Moxfield, where you can find every deck that's ever been on the show.
That's a really powerful card. Whoever spoiled that card must be a really talented Magic player.
Thank you.
I feel like by the way that you said that, it must not be true.
The deck was a lot of fun to play. Unfortunately, I couldn't find ramp to replay my commander, and I didn't have any card draw to keep me in the game. So this deck is gonna have to return to sender. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories.
And Ultimate Guard products are the way that all 3 of us on the Decked Out team are able to organize, protect, and display our collections. And they're the best way to show off all of our cards on camera for you.
So make sure you use the link down below in the description to support the show and pick yourself up some amazing upgrades.
I can't get over these little blonde hairs that are just missed. Like right here, like on both sides, just absolutely missed, and I just have weird, out of place blonde hairs.
Everybody mention it in the comments.
Boop. It's gotta be a booper.
I had the perfect pod setup. Everybody else's commander looked scarier than mine, which is pretty hard to do with Cody. But even though I didn't get the win with Henning's deck, I had a great time. It was oops all spells, but at the end it might have been oops no math.
We'd like to take a minute to thank our patrons and YouTube members. Without your support, we never would have been able to film this amazing community day game.
Yeah, your support, your patron/YouTube member support. Max, that's the reason that we're able to keep this show weekly, and that is so amazing.
And don't forget, if you're not signed up, you can always become a part of the show by using the link down below in the description to either become a member or sign up for our Patreon, unlock those exclusive perks, monthly signed tokens, spell table games with us, even have us play one of your decks here on the show.
And of course, maxfield.com. You can always support the show by clicking like on the video and subscribing to the channel. That's all we've got for you for today. We'll see you next time on
Decked Out.